What's up, everyone? We are here for the Thursday night Fantasy Alarm pregame show for Week 8. What's up, everyone? I'm Tera Roberts here with Howard Bender, and we are taking your questions live in the Fantasy Alarm Discord. So get in there right now. Get into the Fantasy Alarm Discord. Get your questions in the live stream Q&A section. We are taking all of your questions, as we always do. Whatever you need to ask. Start-sit questions, trade questions, what to do with all of the crazy stuff that has happened this week questions. Yeah, we're here. We are here for you to help you out. And we are here to also preview tonight's game between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Baltimore Ravens. I am extremely excited for this game. Howard, will this game score more points than the last Thursday night game, which was oddly offensively potent?
Yeah, it was really kind of funny because I took the Bucks and I laid the points and I took the under. I'm sort of regretting taking the under, but I did. Right? I don't like to do over unders too much. I just love betting just against the spread. That's my thing, and that's it's what I'm good at. That's why I stick to it. But I went with the trend of it being just yet another disappointing night. But, I think that the more I kind of dive into it, the more I could see this game hitting that over fairly easily, depending on the health. Neither secondary is healthy. And whether or not these guys are going to play or not is still up in the air with certain players. But like I hear Julio's going to play, Russell Gage isn't going to play. I hear that Carlton Davis is out. I also hear that Antoine Winfield is out. I also hear that somebody else, not named Jamel Dean. I think Jamel Dean is literally the only healthy cornerback for them. On the other side there, Marcus Peters and Marlon Humphrey are both banged up. So who knows? Andrews is supposed to play. Bateman's supposed to play. Gus Edwards supposed to play. So yeah, it's making me a little bonkers, a little uneasy. Yeah. I mean, this whole day, I'm still tilted on the Jamar Chase news.
Same. Wild. We got bamboozled. It sounded like it wasn't that bad, but now we got hit with an immediate IR. Yeah.
4 to 6 weeks.
Very, very, very disappointed in that one.
It's a huge bummer. Yeah. Huge bummer. I mean, obviously, you gotta roll with the punches. You gotta just make things happen. My suggestion is to not panic over the whole situation. You're not gonna replace Jamar Chase's production. I said this on the Fantasy Alarm Show. If you can replace 70 to 80% of Jamar Chase's production, feel good about that because he'll be back in 4 to 6 weeks and hopefully you make the playoffs. But so many people, they lose a guy like Jamar Chase. They're like, oh, I'm going to trade my best player and I'm going to try and, get that production back. And it never works out, Yeah. So, I get that waivers are probably picked pretty clean, but, if you're going to make a trade, shoot for fixing the production, not just, not trying to replace him outright because it's going to screw up your whole roster.
Yeah.
Whole roster.
I agree. Yeah, it's not pretty waivers out there, but there are some interesting things you could go and do. Speaking of waivers, are you even remotely interested in Kadarius Toney? So much news.
No, I wrote this up over at fantasyalarm.com today. Kadarius Toney, Mecole Hardman, Sky Moore. Each of these kids is doing his own thing. One of these kids just doesn't belong. Who is it? We don't know. Because they're the exact same player.
Yeah.
So I find this kind of comical. Like I kind of feel like the Chiefs are just gathering these, we'll try and get these fast guys because we lost Tyreek Hill and he was really fast. And we'll just throw a bunch of them up against the wall and we'll see what sticks. So, so far, Mecole Hardman has been good for them. But, is Kadarius... I don't know. I'm disinterested. How about you?
Yeah. No, I got some questions earlier asking if, I think the expectations are very high here. Asking, could Kadarius Toney be a top 20 receiver? And I don't think, we got a real
No.
we got a real expectations in here, because the thing about the Kansas City offense is that we know exactly what they're trying to do. They're not trying to make any one of these guys the guy. And it's kind of hard to even try to predict. The one that only has, a modicum of stability that we can rely on is obviously Juju. And outside of that, it's just difficult to even try and, predict which one of them you can use on a weekly basis. You're throwing them in there and you're saying, okay, you got to be comfortable with the fact that this could be a 25-point performance or this could be a 0-point performance in VS. It happens. So, yeah. I'm not interested in it just because I don't know how you can feel comfortable. I did find it comical that he did come out and say, ha ha ha, I'm not injured. It's like, oh, okay, I would have kept that one to myself. But yeah.
I mean, really, you probably should have kept that to yourself just for the fact of like, dude, really? So what's going on with you that you got benched for 5 straight weeks?
Yeah.
What's that all about? If you're not injured, come on.
A lot of people were skeptical that there's the offseason news. It wasn't that much. No, it was real. They were fed up with him in the offseason and all of those reports. That was the truth. They were looking to trade him, and they got it. Wan'Dale Robinson to the moon.
Wan'Dale Robinson to the moon. Darius Slayton for the win.
Yeah.
Because here's a guy who is like what I love about Slayton, because this is what I heard. I heard, I don't have substantiated facts, but I heard that he took a pay cut to stay with the team. Mm-hmm. And then sat there now and has earned the respect of Brian Daboll by going in, day out, doing his job. And he's now that guy. He's the Z receiver. He's the deep threat. And we're going to utilize him in that fashion. I think so. I'm into Darius Slayton. I think that this is a guy who, I feel good now about having to use him as like a bye week filler or even just as a flex play in a PPR format.
Yeah.
Well, more standard, but I'll use him in PPR too.
Yeah. Slayton more standard, Wan'Dale more PPR. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wan'Dale much more PPR. Yeah. I'll use Wan'Dale everywhere. Yeah. I really will. I like a lot of what I see so far.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, they're pulling something together there. And I mean, he's working magic over there. Daniel Jones is finally looking. I'm glad that somebody finally figured out how to utilize Daniel Jones and how to make him successful. So good for the Giants. It's all coming together. Healthy Saquon, healthy-ish, healthy as we can get, playing Saquon. So, awful injury to Daniel Bellinger. That was quite a shame.
Yeah. And a little gross, too.
Yeah.
I saw them carting him off the board. I mean, think about it there. I mean, you just think about, like, somebody just getting their finger in your eye with that much force.
Yeah. Crazy.
I'm getting the heebie-jeebies just thinking about it.
Yeah. Other big news, we'll keep it in New York. We'll talk about the new home for James Robinson traded for. I mean, this affects... again, we had another, now granted, he did say there was a little soreness in his knee, but nothing unusual. But now we at least know why he truly wasn't utilized in that last name, because the intention was that they planned to trade him. And so, heads up, people, as you're kind of noticing these odd patterns happening with players, those can kind of be telltale signs of things that may be to come, because the trade market is very hot right now. Teams calling, teams trying to make moves. We've got, a lot of players that, could be people that are like, do I drop this player? Do I make this adjustment? It's like, hold on, wait, there's some things that might be happening here in terms of the trade market. So we just got to hold on a little bit because there's some pieces that are moving around. But James Robinson, I mean, that kind of worked out well for everybody because we've got Travis Etienne, who is going to pay off now big time for everyone that drafted him where they did. Start to the season, just how it goes to show you, start to the season. Don't panic if there's a little bit of a rough start to the season with these guys that you took chances on, these, high upside talents that you took a chance on, because it's working out. Travis Etienne is going to have the vast majority of the share in that backfield in Jacksonville. We've seen him make incredible strides over the past couple of weeks in terms of his production on the ground, his target share as well. So that's fantastic. The dip on production for James Robinson. Now he has the chance to go up to New York into a situation of replacing Breece Hall. And we had, the Jets coaching staff come right out and say that they want to use the hot hand. Now, granted, it probably won't be the hot hand this weekend or because, that's a quick turnaround. But moving forward, we could see some increased opportunity from James Robinson in a offense that, does in fact want to run the ball. So Travis Etienne, are you seeing him as a low end RB1? Or are you seeing him more still in that RB2 area?
I'm going to leave him in the RB2 area just until I see it because, Etienne is great. I love the skill set. I love the talent that he has. But, he also doesn't strike me as the type of guy who's going to be able to consistently bring it through the tackles.
Yeah.
And, I'm not saying that he's not going to be able to at different points, but the wear and tear on him could be a little harsher, if that's the case. When you're looking at Etienne, it's a guy that you want taking it to the outside, beating the edge rushers, but, banging in the middle. They might end up utilizing JaMychal Hasty a little bit more in that realm. Snoop Connor also, creeping down that depth chart. So I'll leave him as an RB2 for now, but very good upside for an RB1. For James Robinson, you just need to be patient with him because I think what a lot of people are forgetting, obviously coming to a new team, learning the new playbook, learning the system, that's one thing, but also the Jets offensive line. You just lost Elijah Vera Tucker to a triceps injury. He's done for the season. You just put George Fant, the other tackle, on the IR, so he's gone for 4 weeks. And this has already been a reshuffled offensive line because of the Mekhi Becton injury earlier in the season. So I think that Robinson is a guy who should do well for the Jets. You got to worry about their offensive line. Michael Carter will take the third down back work. He'll also get woven in from here and there for other work. So it will be a timeshare. But like what Breece Hall did, I think James Robinson has that opportunity to perform well enough to push Michael Carter back the way Breece Hall did. I think that door is open for him. And for that hope, that possibility is what rekindles his value in fantasy because he's a guy who maybe you've got somebody on your bench that you can move into your RB spot like a Raheem Mostert and use him for a couple of weeks while James Robinson kind of gets his feet wet. There is good, strong potential there. And as a Jet fan, I love it.
Yeah.
Like the Jets, in very un-Jet-like fashion, did they go out and grab James Robinson. Like, that blew me away. And that, kind of restored a little bit of pride in my fandom.
Robert Saleh out there making moves, getting wins. I like it.
Joe Douglas making the roster moves, too. Come on.
I like it.
It's been so long since a Jet fan has ever been able to have that. It's crazy.
Yes. Jets and the Giants. New York is just the New York area is just kind of out of control right now.
Jets Giants Super Bowl.
Yes. But other trade news, we've got a lot of rumors coming around. Obviously teams are male. Granted, teams making calls don't mean that person is actually up for trade. But it does show you where all of these teams that are making calls are interested in making moves. We've obviously got, as a Packers fan, is super excited to even hear that Green Bay is making calls. Like that impresses me that we're even thinking about making moves on people. Because there's a lot of potential options out there, obviously. So that's good. We've got some guys that are, potential candidates on lower end teams to move, like Brandon Cooks. I saw that a lot of people. So we've got Kareem Hunt as well. That is very rumored. I know a lot of people like him to LA. That's an interesting location that I would not mind in general. As long as Darrell Henderson went back to Cleveland, I need something because I got a lot of, or not a lot, decent amount of handcuffed Darrell Henderson that I would like
Henderson shares.
Yeah, because we got Kyron Williams coming back. I don't want Kareem Hunt, Darrell Henderson, Kyron Williams. That's that's a hot mess in terms of usability. So yeah, we got to clear that out a little bit. But yeah, I can't wait. This is exciting. I love seeing all the trade news. But back to the Thursday night game. I think I want to talk about Brady first. You want to talk about Brady first?
Yeah, we could definitely talk about Brady first. But I'll warn you, I'm always I'm a contrarian bettor. That's how I've gone about it. I look for those games and I look for the lines that I find suspicious.
Mm.
And I bet those. That's what I like to do. Tampa Bay, Tom Brady looks terrible.
Yeah.
Looks old. Looks like his mind is definitely elsewhere. Russell Gage is out. Tampa Bay just their defense is all a mess. There's so many things wrong with Tampa Bay right now. And coming off of these losses to Pittsburgh and Carolina it's just embarrassing. It was really embarrassing. So you take all of that and then you look at Lamar Jackson and the Ravens are coming off of a big win over the Cleveland Browns. They're trying to assert their dominance in a very, very tough AFC North. Why are the Bucs favored by 2 points in this game? Like, what is Vegas telling us by saying? Because you also, if you're thinking that this game is close, then what you really want to do is you want the Ravens plus 2 points because you're thinking, okay, well, if Justin Tucker's just there, he's going to kick a field goal. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm going to do. I feel like Vegas is baiting everybody into taking the Ravens plus the points, and the Bucs are going to end up winning and covering this game.
Makes sense. And I've trusted Tom Brady because he's had plus matchups for weeks now, and just the outcome has just not been desirable at all. And now we've got another one. You talked about all of the, injury situations and the secondary just not performing up to par on Baltimore. And you got to wonder, is this finally the opportunity for him to be able to take advantage of that? Well, obviously, we've got, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, healthy. We've got Julio Jones returning, which is interesting. I'm not remotely interested in Julio Jones in redraft, but I do find his pricing in DFS kind of intriguing.
You're gonna showdown him tonight?
I think so. It's an intriguing price. And they've held him out so long. I find it hard to believe they would say, I'm not entirely sure if he's ready. Let's shove him back for this Thursday night game. Like, he's got to be ready, right?
Right?
Like,
he'll be ready. He'll be ready to play like the first quarter. Then somewhere like midway through the second quarter, somebody's gonna step on his foot, and then he's gonna start limping. And then you're like, oh man, what are we gonna do now?
All I need is the third quarter. Like, just make it to the third quarter,
Just make it to the third quarter.
Yes.
I'm looking at DraftKings right now. Now I'm like, 8,100. That's not a good price.
Are you looking at the
Showdown? Still 8,100.
Am I crazy? I thought it was 48.
I'm looking at the Showdown for tonight. Are you looking at Thursday to Monday slate or something?
Let me look. No, I don't think so.
What are you looking at?
Am I crazy? I might be crazy.
So. You might be.
I thought I entered a line. Let's double check. And see. Let's see. Oh, I clicked one that I already entered. That was not a good idea. What am I? Draft team. Julio. Why don't I just type his name? That's easier. Julio Jones.
I'm waiting for it.
5,400.
What?
Yeah.
In DraftKings Showdown.
Mm-hmm.
What contest?
For the flex, not for the captain.
Oh, for the flex.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotcha. Oh yeah, there it is. Oh yeah. 54. Yeah, you're into that, huh? You're into Julio tonight.
I am. Not enough to make him a captain, but I'm in there enough for that nice little value piece to let me pay up a little bit. Because I'm with you. I'm kind of a little contrarian on this one. That I'm just thinking, like, we've had so many bad weeks of Tom Brady. If people are genuinely not feeling like there is just any positive direction heading for him, can take advantage of that because the targets have been there. That's for sure. I mean, for the receivers, the targets have been there for Evans and Godwin. He's been throwing for high volume. There's just not success with it. So I like it. I don't mind it.
Okay. All right. I'm looking to build a team here. Now, all of a sudden, now I'm like, ooh, are we
Yeah.
already building? We can't already be building, can we?
Well, let's go ahead.
Well,
and
I need to know, like, obviously what the one thing that everybody needs to know, will Mark Andrews play? And even if he does play, is Isaiah likely an interesting enough dart throw at his price point? 1,600 here.
Possibly. I don't know. I mean, he played through the injury and there were no problems. And he's never had problems playing through games before. Now, granted, there's always a first time for everything, but yeah. Yeah. Now, if you're going the direction of now, would you just do likely by himself and just avoid Andrews as a whole?
Well, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to. Like, if I'm going to put likely into my lineup, I'm not going to jam Andrews in there too.
Yeah.
I mean, you could, right? You get that random Andrews touchdown early, and then he leaves the game, and then Isaiah likely takes over at the end. Oh, geez. Am I talking myself into this? What is this nonsense we're doing? What is it? Let's do some Q&A or something.
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it. Because I've already got one lineup. So you're going to talk me into another. Now, granted, I was going to do a secondary lineup. So this was not like, yeah, let's jump into the Q&A because I've already got one lineup and we'll talk about it. I'm going to talk Howard into the Julio Jones experience. But jumping into Discord, let me make sure I go. Oh, we've got lots of questions already coming in. Man, where do I get started?
All right, so I answered somebody's question. So if you scroll up to when you see FA Roto Buzz Guy in that live stream Q&A.
Yeah,
up top there.
Okay, we want to start off with the FMCZ question.
F McZ, yes.
Yes. Start Gus Edwards over Dameon Pierce and Brian Robinson. We're going to get lots of Gus Edwards questions.
Yeah, and I'll say no to both of those.
Yeah, I agree. Question from Craig Tyne 88. Need one of these running backs between Henderson, Gus Edwards, Donta Foreman, and PPR. Very good to know. PPR.
It is very good to know. I'm still going to go with Donta Foreman.
Yeah, I think so too. And he just had PPR value. He ran routes, he caught passes, and we're talking Chuba Hubbard possibly not going to play as well. I think I would risk it and go with Donta Foreman.
I'm with you.
Question from Dauntless, GY6, Lost Chase. I'm so sorry. Lost Chase, PPR, Gordon or Duvernay in flex.
Ugh. I mean, I'd probably lean Gordon. He's healthy. He's going to play. It's against the Jaguars. It's in London. Nobody loves that, but I think it's kind of where I'm at also. I'd probably do that. I mean, you know, if I knew that Rashad Bateman was going to be out, I might consider Duvernay, but I think Bateman plays tonight.
Yeah, I do too.
So give me Gordon.
Yeah. Question from Lentil. Should I try to trade away Dameon Pierce for DeAndre Hopkins? Ooh. My running backs are Eckler, Walker, Pierce, Robinson, Etienne, James Robinson, Brian Robinson and James Robinson, and Khalil Herbert. Wide receivers are... wide receivers could lose, half and half. Too strong.
A.J. Brown, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Lazard, Yeah, I would do that. I would do Dameon Pierce for Hopkins here. She's got great depth. I mean, you look at it, Eckler, Walker, and Etienne alone, and then you throw in the Robinson boys after that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would make this trade.
Yeah, I agree. I always wonder when I see a lot of combinations of Walker and Pierce and who else do I see? I think Ramondre. There are a lot of fantasy managers that have an ample amount of running backs because either you drafted very correctly and grabbed those great late to mid round values, or you played the waiver wires very well. So I'm loving the combination that I see when I see people that have Walker and Pierce and Robinson. Like, you, congrats, you like, you did that. You did the right thing. Next question from Cam Greasy. Need a wide receiver and a flex out of Curtis Samuel, Brandon Cooks, Damian Harris, and James Robinson.
Wide receiver and a flex out of Samuel, Cooks, Damian Harris, and James Robinson. I think I would just use both wide receivers.
Yeah. I'm not sure. We got to skip over James Robinson right now just because it's way too quick of a turnaround. I mean, we saw with CMC. That was CMC, and we still saw that, there was a lot of limitations because you have to have time before you get into that first game. Damian Harris, now granted, he could, have a little bit of an uptick because this should be a more competitive game, a closer game in terms of being able to battle on the ground and not have to chase points. But I'm with you. I go with Curtis Samuel and Brandon Cooks. He might have a little uptick increase with Nico Collins being out. Cross my fingers on that one.
I'll cross my fingers on that one too. Adam Schefter tweeted out that the Ravens, Gus Edwards, Rashad Bateman, and Mark Andrews are all expected to play, barring any pregame setbacks. And then there's another tweet out there that my illustrious producer Matt Sells sent me of Mark Andrews running some routes pregame. So looks like everybody's a go for tonight's action.
Good. That's what I want to see.
Now I got to get rid of Isaiah Likely in one league and try and pick up a legit tight end to use as my Kelsey bye week fill-in.
I have no tight end. I'm missing a tight end in our. So Howard, I have a bone to pick with you. You outbid me on Harrison Bryant this week, and I really needed Harrison Bryant. And
Kelsey's bye week.
I should have looked.
It's Kelsey's bye week.
Who else had a bye week? Oh man, I really needed that. I have Everett on bye week, so I have some interesting choices.
Do you want to make a trade? What do you want to give me for Harrison Bryant?
Let me go look.
Who's your best player?
I don't have anything to trade. That's my problem.
Who's your best player?
My best player? My best player is Stephon Diggs.
Okay, I'll take Stephon Diggs for him.
You take Stephon Diggs for Harrison Bryant?
For Harrison Bryant.
This is a fair trade. It's a fair trade.
I don't see why. I don't see. Are you disagreeing that it's not a fair trade? I think it's a very fair trade. For me.
Love Harrison Bryant. Love Harrison Bryant.
What do you think of what do you think of Cade Otton? Speaking of tight ends, I'm getting a lot of Cade Otton questions. And now that because in the FSGA league, I have Kelsey on a bye week, and so I added Likely just to see what happened, so I could, make sure that I got him in case Andrews was out, and then I would just start him and do it that way. So I was trying to be proactive, but now right here before the game starts, Cade Otton is a possibility, along with other schlubs like Will Dissly and Hunter Henry and Tyler Conklin and just Logan Thomas, Cole Kmet. I mean, it's pretty gross out there. What do you think of Otton?
I do like Otton better than all of those people that you mentioned. I would have felt so much better about him as a nice safe floor if it weren't for Julio Jones. Possibly getting a little bit worried about that, making a little dent in how he's utilized. But overall, I feel like he's safe. I like, he's he doesn't have that massive upside, but very safe, stable option.
I'll take a couple of points from him. If I can get, 6 to 8 points from him, I'd feel pretty good about that.
I think that's solid from him. All right, next question from Caliber Reigns. I just completed a trade for Justin Herbert. Have to drop a player. Who do I keep for rest of season? Tua or Daniel Jones?
I think you keep Tua.
Yeah. I love Daniel Jones, but you got to keep Tua.
Yeah, agreed.
Question from Hanso3. Hey guys, with Gus Edwards playing tonight, I need 2 flex, half PPR. Gus, Jamal Williams, Kareem Hunt, Brian Robinson, Khalil Herbert, Brandon Cooks. If Debo is out, I might have to play Brandon Cooks in wide receiver.
Okay, so I'll say Cooks. I'll say Cooks and probably probably Cooks and Brian Robinson for me here. And then if you have to use Cooks because of Debo being out, then I guess I would slide over to Kareem Hunt probably.
Hmm.
You know.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, I don't know if Hubbard's going to play or not. Do you?
Yeah, I don't. The trend doesn't sound good for me. So yeah, I wouldn't go that direction. Jamal Williams, I wouldn't go that direction. I don't know. Would I kind of Gus over Kareem Hunt though? Well,
You
but you
like
don't want
Gus
to.
over
Yeah, but
Kareem
if
Hunt?
you commit to Gus right now, then you're saying you're committed to. Yeah. Okay. I agree. Just go ahead and go with Brandon Cooks and Brian Robinson. And if you have to move Brandon Cooks, then Kareem Hunt. Khalil Herbert has a bad matchup.
Yeah, I don't like it at all.
Yeah. I agree with Howard. All right. The suit 1333. Half PPR. Would you sit Chris Godwin for Lockett? Have Paris Campbell and Peoples Jones to back him up if he doesn't go on Sunday. I'm not worried about him not going. Even if he goes, I would still prefer to go with Godwin.
I would very much prefer to go with Godwin.
Target. I mean, it's just the far safer option. And from my perspective, when I'm looking at Seattle, I think they're just going to aggressively rely on Kenneth Walker in that game. Yeah, just go ahead and go with Godwin.
Yeah, agreed.
Question from Javon Sack. Adam missed again today with a bad case of the Adams missed it. Yeah, Adams missed again today with a bad case of the flu. Start Bateman tonight or wait it out and left with Pickens or Dobbs if Adams isn't at full strength. Yeah, no, I would. Yeah, I would wait it out. Wait it out and then go Pickens.
Mm-hmm. Yep, 100% agreed. That's exactly what I would do. You can't take the chance. I mean, could you imagine that? Could you imagine starting Bateman tonight?
Yeah.
And then he's like a dud because somebody like steps on his foot. And then Adams is like, yeah, ready to go, man. I'm not dehydrated anymore. I don't got no more diarrhea. I'm ready to go. And 152 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yes. Or he goes out and has his flu game. They could do that too. This is regular flu. So I mean, he can still go out there and do his thing. It happens. He can be Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
Question from Jay Mad Dog 825. Need 2 wide receivers and a flex. Amari, DeAndre Hopkins, Gabe Davis, or Gus the Bus?
2 wide receivers and a flex. I think I'm going 3 wide receivers.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. No Gus from me.
Yeah.
Next.
Question from Roddy.
Right, let's whip through these suckers.
Question from Roddy. Bateman tonight or Isaiah McKenzie PPR? That is actually a pretty interesting one.
Yeah, I think in this case I would go Bateman.
Yeah, I'm mildly concerned about Isaiah McKenzie after that performance that we might see a little bit more Shaquille, or Shakur.
Oh yeah.
So when I combine his Khalil Shakur, yeah. So yeah, I think Bateman is probably the better option to go with. And then in another league, Wandale, Jerry Jeudy, Bateman, or Gallup PPR.
I'm in on Wandale.
Yep,
I'm in.
Russ is back. We don't know how that will go for Jeudy. Again, we're kind of on Bateman. Gallup is no. What about, Michael Gallup's fall from, his fall from grace has been kind of odd. I don't know if it's still that he's just not completely ready to go. His snap count is down. We're seeing Noah Brown utilized at a far higher rate. I just don't like it. We all expected more.
Yeah, I definitely did. I definitely did not appreciate getting a 0 from Michael Gallup in my lineup last week. It definitely was a bit hurtful. I'm not really sure because that he's got a rapport with Dak Prescott. And so maybe he's not 100% back. Last week also, it was Dak's first game back, and there's a lot of rust going on. Gallup missed a bunch of time too. So yeah, I would be patient there. I don't know if I could start Gallup, but I would definitely be patient with him.
Makes sense. Next question from Sigma Chi 1012. 1 point PPR. Been offered Kareem Hunt for my Najee.
Oh. I mean, if Kareem Hunt's the starting running back for the Los Angeles
Yeah.
Rams, yeah.
This is like such a gamble because you can't wait on the trade and just like bamboozle and say, hey, wait, accept on that one.
But is Najee Harris going to turn his season completely around that you can't afford to take that chance?
I don't see where it turns around. I mean, do you?
I don't know. Me neither. So now I'm like, well, I mean, if there is upside here to Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, if you've comfortably moved on from Najee, like maybe you played waivers very well and you've got some, solid options. Yeah, maybe take this gamble and see if he's traded.
Sigma Chi, I think we need to know a little bit more from you. We need to know who your other running backs are on your team. Thank you so much.
Next.
Roddy has a lovely question here. Singletary or
Yes.
Brian Robinson?
So I know you know this theory about Singletary and his usage and how it is very apparent that he performs very well in close games and he's just not highly utilized in blowouts. And I don't see how Green Bay is competitive. I just don't. So I mean, you can take the chance and go with because Singletary in theory is the better option to start over Brian Robinson, but this could be one of those games where he has, 5 points.
I would use Robinson.
Yeah.
I would definitely start Robinson. And yeah, I mean, it's that theory. It's also that theory that, Buffalo's just going to keep throwing because that's what they do. They just love to throw. And then when it gets really cold and it's snowing out and it's miserable, then they run Singletary. It's exactly what they did last year. It's going to work for them again. So I'm in.
Yeah.
Give me B-Rob.
Yes. How badly is Green Bay going to get obliterated this week? I want them to get beat so bad that they go out and offer the most extreme thing they can offer for 2 wide receivers and get them.
Just do one of those like draft day trades and be like, I'll give you my first round this year, my first round next year, and my first round the year after that.
Yes. Because this is just a hot mess. Oh my gosh. Next question from, sorry, I'm like a bitter Packers fan that's just like, you guys have fumbled the bag over here.
Tara, as a Jets fan, I'll say, ha 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 ha,
right?
welcome to it. Now,
complain,
I'm
right?
glad everybody else
just like spoiled. Like my lifetime has not known anything outside of success.
Yeah, I can't show you any sympathy whatsoever.
Although I can't mention he whose name we won't mention anymore prior to Rodgers. But
is Brett Favre really Voldemort?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Well, maybe you shouldn't steal from the poor to build a volleyball court.
Yeah, it's like,
I mean,
poor life choices.
I don't, there are times where I confuse right and wrong. There are times where I think that I'm right and I'm probably not. But I think there's a pretty definitive line on building a volleyball court in a indoor stadium than feeding the hungry.
There's choices, and that was not one of them.
Bad move.
Oh man, next question from Jock10101. Hope you are both well, Tara and Howard. Thank you. Hope you are well also. Thank you so much for tuning in always. Oh, always appreciate the we appreciate the people that come back. You're asking questions weekly and, positive comments. We appreciate that. Your question, half PPR, please pick a running back in flex between Brian Robinson, Gus Edwards, Courtland Sutton, Brandon Ayuk, Paris Campbell, and Darius Slayton. Running back in flex.
Ooh. Yeah, right. That's a tough one there. Running back in a flex. I like Brian Robinson over Gus Edwards, so I'm fine there. I think that's the easy one.
Yeah, makes sense.
The flex is a different story. I think I would probably go with Ayuk. Okay, so I can't get behind Courtland Sutton.
Yeah.
I just can't do it. I can't do it. Paris Campbell, I feel like with Sam Ehlinger as the quarterback, I feel like Paris Campbell could be the odd man out. He's like the one receiver who vibed with Matt Ryan.
See, I feel the opposite way. I think it's Alec Pierce that's the odd man out. That's my theory on that one. But I'm not willing to gamble it on this first game with Paris Campbell. I need to see I'm starting Michael Pittman and Jonathan Taylor, and that's it. We just need to everybody else see how it plays out. So yeah, I'm nixing Paris Campbell out of that one. So I don't know if we trust Slayton enough. Well, great. I mean, it's a good matchup against Seattle, but Ayuk, the target share has been there, so that one makes sense to go with Ayuk.
That's where I'm leaning.
LA Rams tough matchup, but still should be. I don't know. No, we'll do Ayuk. I'm not gonna argue it. Yeah.
All right. Next question.
From Roddy again, we got Najee, Gus Edwards, or Brian Robinson half PPR.
So to me, it's either Robinson or Najee. I think I would probably just go with Najee. Yeah. I don't love it, but I feel like because if Washington falls behind to the Colts for some reason, then I don't necessarily know if Robinson's going to get a ton of work. Yeah. And you know that Najee he's the only running back they have. They're going to have to keep him on the field no matter what. So I feel like that's where I'm leaning.
I agree. Next question from Lentil. I have to play Gallup or Hines this week at Flex with Lazard most likely out. Do I start one of them or pick up Slayton, Marvin Jones, Terrace Marshall, Traquan Smith, or Mac Hollins?
I mean, I don't mind Slayton.
Would you drop? You would have to drop either Hines, Gallup, or Juju. I mean, it would be Gallup with that grouping, but
So would you just stick with either Gallup or Hines?
I would just stick with Hines.
There you go.
Yeah, just stick with Hines.
Stick with Hines.
Question from Roddy. Another league, Alec Pierce, Gus Edwards, Brian Robinson, PPR.
Brian Robinson.
Yeah. Question from Playoffs, full PPR. Need to drop one between Fournette, Boyd, and Gabe Davis. Ooh.
Need to drop Fournette, Boyd, or Gabe Davis? Come on. Really? Like, you have to drop one. I need to know why you have to drop one of these guys. None of the three are droppable.
Yeah,
none of the three.
What is on waivers? Because Gabe's upside is massive. Tyler Boyd is just literally like he's been doing what he's been doing with Jamar. Now we've got no Jamar. I mean, just like this was the ideal situation for Tyler Boyd to come up into. So yeah, you can't, and then you can't drop Fournette. I mean, just yeah.
No, I need to know why. I mean, is this like? I mean, if this is like a 6-team league, then okay, fine. Then whatever, drop Fournette. Yeah. But I mean, it's crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. I can't get behind it. I don't know why. I mean, it's just that's just nuts to have to drop one of those guys. No. I refuse. I refuse to answer that question. I don't have enough information.
Yeah, I agree. Question from J Mad Dog 825. Need 2 wide receivers and a flex between DeAndre Hopkins, Amari Cooper, Gabe Davis, and Gus. Well,
we answered this.
Yeah, we did this one. Yeah, and we were, we're doing the wide receivers.
Use the wide receivers. Oh, did he put it in twice? I'm gonna scroll up and see, and then we'll yell at him for it.
Maybe he thought he was in another feed. He was gonna hit you up in the regular.
Yeah, look, he typed it. He put it in there at 3:41 p.m. and then again, with me tagged on it, 9 minutes later, J-Mad Dog, what are you doing? You're wasting our time. We got to get to other questions.
Oh.
What's next?
Next question is from Hanso3, full PPR. I have Mostert and ETN in flex right now, with Mostert being questionable. Do we advise playing Gus tonight?
No.
He's fine.
Hans, I feel like you ask these questions just to test us sometimes. Because no. if you've read any of the news on Raheem Mostert and seen anything, like that's the thing also. Like you gotta do yourselves a favor. At least go to Fantasy Alarm and just scroll through the news like once a day. Once a day. Just scroll through the news, read about your players, see what's going on, and then come and ask the questions. Cause yeah, I mean you wouldn't be concerned about Mostert. You wouldn't be no. Hans.
Yeah.
What's next?
Questionable tags are not always questionable. Next question from Roddy. Russell Wilson or Jared Goffel?
Oh, poor Jared Goff, but I'll still go with Jared Goff over Russell Wilson.
Same. This is look, this is a good matchup, okay? Like it's risky. Now granted, this is one of my high risk starts this week, but it can be a high reward start this week. You don't get a high reward with Russell Wilson, especially against the Jets. But you can get a high reward situation with Jared Goff against Miami. Yeah.
Yes.
Let's see. Oh, who should I sit? Not drop. Playoffs meant who should he sit? Not drop between Fournette, Boyd, and Gabe Davis.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. All right. I'd probably sit Fournette then.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yep.
I want to see Boyd against this banged up Cleveland secondary as the number 2 here, and again Gabe Davis in this matchup against Green Bay.
It's like taking candy from a baby. Like you start Boyd and Davis, and this goes the right way for you. I mean, this could be it's worth it to sit Fournette for what the upside could be with Boyd and Davis. Ridiculous. Oh man. Question from, make sure I didn't skip, Obi-Wan Outlaw, full PPR, Bateman or DJ Moore? Interesting question.
It is an interesting question. I'll go with Bateman if he plays tonight. I like DJ Moore. It's PJ Walker.
It's Atlanta.
It is Atlanta. It is Atlanta. And AJ Terrell's out.
I think I'm going with DJ Moore.
You know what? For this one, I'm gonna defer to Adam Ronas's weekly rankings, and I'm gonna see, does he have Bateman or does he have DJ Moore? He's got to go to the second page now. Mm-hmm. Digging deep. I see he says DJ Moore. DJ Moore.
Run DJ Moore. I like it.
DJ Moore.
Thank you, Adam Ronas.
Thank you, Adam Ronas.
Question from Lentil, Godwin, Amon-Ra St. Brown, or Devonta Smith in flex. Already has Adams and Higgins at wide receiver.
He's so braggadocious, right? I've already got T. Higgins and Devontae Adams, and now I don't know if I should start Amon-Ra St. Brown, Chris Godwin, or Devonta Smith. Somebody help me, please. Start Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's my call. Well, Raggart, Lentil.
I am. Now, granted, the pivot would be Devonta Smith. So while I feel confident he is going to come out of concussion protocol, I kind of wonder if you just go ahead and get Godwin out of the way just in case.
Oh. I thought he didn't have a concussion. I thought he didn't.
So he
Dan
has
Campbell
no
say...
signs of a concussion, but yet he's still no contact. So I don't like... So that's why I say I feel confident that he's going to come out of it since there's apparently no concussion. But
I would. I mean, listen, if the pivot is Devonta Smith, I'm okay with that.
Pivot. Yeah.
It's not a terrible pivot at all. I mean, Eagles, Steelers suck. They're terrible.
Yeah. Go with
so go ahead, Lentil.
Amon-Ra, and if you have to, you can go Devonta Smith.
Oh, what a tragedy. Oh, terrible.
With Jalen Hurts throwing to him against Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Oh, no. What have I done? Give my right eye for that wide receiver core right now.
Right. It's a good combination. It's a good combination.
I'm like Daniel Bellinger.
Just to have those wide receivers.
To have those wide receivers. Lentil. Jeez. Jeez.
Next question from Caliber Reigns. What do I do with Brandon Cooks? Is Kadarius Toney... What do I do? What do I do with Brandon Cooks? Is Kadarius Toney, Bateman, or Campbell a superior replacement?
You stay with Brandon Cooks.
Yeah. This is a good setup for him. I can see this as being a game where he gets back to Brandon Cooks, 10 targets, Brandon Cooks. So yeah. Another question from Lentil was offered. Pickens for Herbert, assuming Khalil. Do I take it? I have both Eckler. I have Eckler and both Robinsons, ETN, Pearson, Walker. And yes, the free agency draft, the Fantasy Alarm draft guide built that running back room. I can tell.
Well, Lentil's just, she's really got it rough, doesn't she? She's got that wide receiver core over there. Now it's this running back room.
That's the best plug right there. I mean, she's got literally the most dominant grouping of running backs that she can now just do whatever she wants with to trade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would do that. I would go for Pickens. Why not?
Yeah. I like the back half upside. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Lentil, you're going to have to do a Fantasy Alarm testimonial commercial, please. Just send the video to me at howard@fantasyalarm.com, and I'll send you some free Fantasy Alarm gear in return.
Nice.
Right?
Nice.
There you go. There you go. Or just, if you don't want to do a video, you can just tweet it out and tag me in the tweet, because I know Lentil follows me on Twitter. And you give me that. You say, this is my running back room built by the Fantasy Alarm Draft Guide, and then we'll get in touch, and I'll send you some stuff. There you go.
Nice, because it's perfection. It really is.
Now everybody's gonna be like, I want free stuff. My running back room is awesome.
Oh man.
Who's next?
Next question from Lude Og. PPR just lost Chase. My condolences to you. Probably without Debo and Lazard this week. Man, you just got hit. Bam, bam, bam. Use Bateman or Gus in flex, or is it need a wide receiver and flex? So use Bateman or Gus. Have Jamalful and Alec Pierce on the bench. Otherwise, I have to scour the waiver wire. Yeah, I think you got to use Bateman and Gus. Are we willing to? I don't feel like we know enough about Debo to be able to kind of make a choice on that one.
Yeah, I don't either. So I would probably, because you have to. You either have to use those guys, because I don't want to use Pierce or Jamalful this week at all. So, if you absolutely can't wait, I don't know what's on your waiver wire, but if you absolutely can't wait, yeah, just throw those Ravens in there tonight and hope for the best.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Mm-hmm. All right. Next question from Boss Sox, which I'm guessing is like Boston Red Sox or something. BDO, Gus, or Tyler Algier. In an interesting matchup. But I still lean towards Gus.
Yeah. Yeah, I would lean towards Gus too.
Good matchup for Algier.
Over Algier. It seems like real inefficient running in Atlanta.
Yeah.
It really does.
You're guaranteed that you're only getting the use. There's no PPR upside at all. So you're guaranteeing that you're getting whatever yardage he can get, which is probably going to be 50 or 60 yards, and you're hoping for a touchdown from Atlanta. And you're doing the same with Gus, but I got a lot more confidence that there's going to be red zone opportunities with Lamar than I do red zone opportunities with Marcus Mariota. So I lean towards Gus to be able to get those touchdowns to at least give you the upside of having to start a running back that does not catch passes.
I'm with you.
Sad.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
I have a debate with Matt Donnelly over. He's tired of PPR. So it's not fair. All these running backs going and getting all these points from catching passes and yardage and all this. And I was like, I don't know, man. I love PPR. I can't live without PPR. I'm a PPR girl through and through.
Well, I might side with the old timer Donnelly and say, yeah, listen, PPR came about because the running backs were so good. I mean, you were talking about guys like Sean Alexander, LaDainian Tomlinson, Priest Holmes. These guys were unbelievable, and there was a very distinct advantage to having that early pick in the first round and to be loading up on running back early. So all of a sudden it became PPR to give the wide receivers and the tight ends a little bit more value. It also gave, some value to those crap running backs later on. To me, PPR can go the same way as the third round reversal. We don't need it anymore. Bye-bye. See you later.
I don't mind the third round reversal. No.
I like third round reversal and I like PPR.
Hadn't been that bad for me. I'm okay with it.
It's because you're young. That's what it is. You're not playing with like 85-year-old men who are, I remember when Pepsi was a nickel and I was drafting Y.A. Tittle as my quarterback. It was amazing.
Yeah, it's also because my favorite running backs are like Eckler and Aaron Jones. So obviously, I gotta
You're a sucker for the pass catching RB.
I'm a sucker for the pass catching running backs every single time. Where's Travis Etienne at? Just come on now. Gather up all the pass catching running backs for Tera. You know which direction I'm going if I'm drafting with you. There's no question. I'm going with the pass catching running backs. So there you go. Last question from Mad Dog. J Mad Dog 825. If Debo is out, would you roll with Mooney, Donovan Peoples-Jones, or Slayton full point PPR?
That's an interesting one, I think, because they're all very, very similar. Very similar as far as because, Peoples-Jones could get a couple more targets with Njoku out. Slayton, is the number 2 guy in New York. And then Mooney, we've seen him catch the passes. I'll go with Slayton, but I mean, really, I could be swayed for any one of these 3.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I like Mooney, but I lean towards Slayton. I'm a little concerned about that matchup.
Yeah, that's right. Dallas, Chicago. So I'm with you. All right, you ready to rapid fire for some YouTubers out there?
I am. Let's go.
All right, here we go. We're just like the lightning round here. Oh, no. Say hi to our lightning round podcast people. What's up, guys? I was just on their show yesterday. So we'll call this the Thunderbolt round. And here we go. Tera, I need to fill a flex spot, full point PPR, Duvernay, Bateman, Michael Carter, or Paris Campbell.
Michael Carter.
Carter. Yeah, I 100% agree with that statement. Dulcich or Likely?
Dulcich.
Yes. Half point PPR, Gus Edwards, Jacoby Myers, or Brandon Ayuk?
You want to go with Ayuk?
Let's go with Ayuk.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, Cam, the ice cream man says Gus Bus or Darrell Henderson.
Gus.
Just say Gus Bus.
Yeah.
You want to say Gus Bus.
Gus.
You do. You do. I do. We do. So Gus Edwards over Darrell Henderson. That takes care of Craig Jacobs' question as well. Trade scenario. Here you go. Team A receives Jalen Hurts and Brandon Cooks. Team B receives Tom Brady and Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Oh.
Team A's other wide receivers are A.J. Brown, Wan'Dale Robinson, and Marquise Brown. So Team A would then all of a sudden, they would get the Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown tandem and Brandon Cooks in there instead of, what's his face? Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think I'd do that deal.
Yeah. I'm okay with that.
Hurts over Brady in a heartbeat.
It's a big, big jump right there. We're putting a lot of faith in Brandon Cooks, but I agree.
All right, we like that. Okay, yes, Chubb to the moon. I agree. Gus Edwards or Michael Gallup? I think we're on the Gus bus,
yes,
aren't we?
We are.
Okay. Who else? Baltimore. No, that's just they're just chatting about the game tonight. I love this. I like that.
Well,
Oh,
friendly
just
chat.
lost Chase. Just lost Chase. Sad. Bateman or Gus the Bus? Ooh, how about that? It's that same question that we just
Yeah.
answered before with the Debo and the Lazard stuff. So we answered that already.
Yes, we did.
Bateman or Wan'Dale Robinson?
Oh man. Wandale.
Wan'Dale. Gus Gibson or Deonta Foreman?
I'll go Foreman. I don't think
Me
Hubbard's
too.
gonna play.
Am I starting Evans tonight or benching him for Damian Pierce? I'm using Evans.
Yeah, go ahead with Evans.
Start 2. Walker, ETN, Swift, Godwin, Olave.
This question is not for me. I love every single one of those players.
Me too.
I cannot sit Olave in any scenario, but
How do you turn down Walker and ETN at this point right now?
Yeah.
Well, ETN's going to be.
Got that's of the matchups. That's the one that's the struggle bus matchup against Denver.
So then let's Walker Swift or Walker Walker Olave.
I want a Walker Swift. I want to do it.
All right, yeah. Walker Swift it is. Gus or Algier, we answered that one already. Need 2 for wide receiver and a flex. St. Brown, Gus, Sutton, or Ayuk?
St. Brown. I mean, yeah, you're fine to wait on that one. You're fine. You don't have to go ahead with Gus. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Bateman or Drake London?
Bateman.
Why? Because Marcus Mariota only throws 3 times a game? The hell is that?
It's hard to score points when you get no passes.
We're down 3 touchdowns, but let's get Tyler Algier some touches, please.
Yes.
Half-point PPR need 3. Christian Kirk, DJ Moore, Wan'Dale Robinson, Brandon Cooks, Alec Pierce, Garrett Wilson.
Well, let's nix out those back 2.
Definitely.
We want Christian Kirk. It's not the best matchup in the world, but it's still Christian Kirk. Cooks.
Really? Against Patrick Surtain?
I mean,
all right, I like Moore, Robinson, and Cooks. Those are the 3 that I like. I love Christian Kirk. I just worry about this matchup here. So,
all right, now I'll lean towards you.
No, don't lean towards me.
No.
Tell me who you want to start. Tell me who you want to start. Kirk? Moore?
I feel good with Robinson. I think Kirk, Robinson, and Cooks.
Okay, there you go. So, Jeffrey, we are slightly split on that one there. So, worst things could happen. Gus tonight or Christian Kirk or Jerry Jeudy? You want to go Kirk. Just say it. Come on, Tara. Just say it. You want it.
Well, I do like this matchup for Gus. I do. I don't believe that Tampa Bay's defense is really going to stop anything. I'm more on the overside of this one, Howard, again.
So you like Gus?
Yeah, I like Gus here.
Okay. Tough choice to make it running back. I need 3 of these 5. Derrick Henry, Alvin Kamara, Ramondre Stevenson, ETN, and Pollard.
Well, I mean, you're going for sure with Derrick Henry and Kamara.
Yes.
Yeah. So I can see the argument for out. Yeah. I mean, I don't think at this point we're pretty solidified on that. So I think you go with Pollard.
Yeah. I agree. Which 2 wide receivers? Oh, we're running super late here. All right, so let's get it going here. Higgins, Gabe Davis, Curtis Samuel, DJ Moore, Adam Thielen. Higgins and Davis. That's not even a question.
Yeah.
Freiermuth or Taysom Hill?
Freiermuth. Yeah.
Godwin or Tyler Boyd?
You know what? I want to wait it out and go Tyler Boyd.
I like it as well. Fournette or Evans in the flex on FanDuel. I like Evans.
Evans, yeah.
Do I roll with Brady and Godwin tonight? As opposed to who, but go ahead.
You can.
Ugh, I would do it. Ragazzi. I'm not sure if you've answered this or not. I need to fill a flex. Duvernay, Bateman. Oh, yeah, Carter. We said Carter already. We're on that. Gus Edwards or Khalil Herbert? Gus Edwards. PPR, one flex. Deontay Johnson, Brandon Cooks, or Brian Johnson? Maybe I'm sure they mean Brian Robinson. Deontay or Cooks?
Cooks.
I like Cooks too. Agreed. Fournette or Pollard?
Ooh, Pollard.
Pollard, agreed. Duvernay, Renfro, or Wandale?
Go Wandale. Yeah.
Agreed. Gus or Brian Robinson?
We lean towards Robinson though, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's close, but we lean Robinson.
Need to make room for Gesicki. Do I drop Everett or Najee? You drop Everett. Come on, Lissette. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
You don't drop Najee like that. You're better than
Najee.
Lissette.
French.
Let's see. Need two. Assuming St. Brown starts, who's in the flex? Gus or Ayuk?
Ayuk.
Yeah. Would you go with Gus or Gibson? Gus.
Yeah.
All right. So there you go. No bonus lineups for me and Tara tonight because we're like way over here.
We did. Although I say Julio and Howard does not. Do with that what you will.
Exactly.
But I bet we both like Ryan Suckup.
We do like Ryan Suckup. Naeem Hines in the flex lentil. I see that question hiding in Discord right now.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, guys. Fans, we got bonus time. Now everybody go. Get ready for the game. Get your lineups adjusted and everything from these, from this fantastic Q&A session. Thank you for joining. Be sure to follow us and make sure that you head back here next week because we'll be back here again, same time, same place. Good luck with your lineups. Have a fantastic evening, guys.